Hello, this is a review of the BYOD policy and its benefit and pitfalls. This is Ryan Robbins. A device that can be used for both a work computer and a personal device kills two birds with one stone. It allows for the perfect marriage of corporate use with a device that could otherwise be used for just one. We see this on benefiting the enterprise because it generates less e-waste, because laptops and hard drives and CPUs are generally the first things to go. They are the first to get outdated with newer technology, whereas the docking system that they would go to in a home office or a work office, the monitors, the keyboards, the mice, computer mice, tend to stay for a very long time. And we see less take-home printing on this level as well. The economics of this would increase the productivity from the employees while not at work, because it'd be easier for them to access their work computer stuff, but there's no real bottom line difference monetarily speaking, but there is a great increase in perceived value to the employees, and that does have a significant benefit to the enterprise. Benefit to the employees on the environmental side is they get to use one computer instead of two. Instead of having one computer being used half the time at work and one being used half the time at home, they just have one that's used more, better utilizing that technology. And then on the economic side for the employees, the company will help purchase computer, software, upgrade, support, etc., and that's a huge benefit as well. The pitfalls of BYOD is the security and the increased risks that go along with having a computer outside of your network or a device at all, and the increased IT work that comes with it, and the balance between personal privacy and company protection. In order for it to be a personal device, they have to be able to use it to do personal things, and that means that they have personal secrets on there that they don't want being shared. On the other hand, there must be some form of monitoring, as the company has the right to protect and monitor its own information, and finding the balance between those can be tricky. BYOD's popularity has grown ridiculously in the last couple years. You can see this was Good Technology, which is a company that sells infrastructure, that kind of stuff, and they did their 100 biggest clients, and how many of them had BYOD currently in support. You could see that it was 75%, and planning to support was another 13%, and this is 2012, so these numbers have only gone up since then. And you can see that the biggest BYOD cost was device costs and all services and stuff like that. But if you look at just that's the biggest one. So I have generated a policy that I believe that does the best job of balancing the pros and cons. It does the best job of letting us reap the benefits of which there are many for BYOD, and it also helps us limit the risk. And there are several main parts to this policy. The first being use. In order for it to be a work computer, it has to be used in a professional way while in professional space. It wouldn't be appropriate for someone to download Steam and video games onto it and then play those video games at work. However, as it is also their device, and it is a personal device in personal space outside of the professional space, it must be okay for them to use it personally. The one requirement that the company would still have is it would need to be legal use. I don't think that we could condone illegally download, illegally streaming, etc. on our device. I think that would have some backlash towards us. So I think that personal legal use should be permitted in personal space. Financing. The company is willing to pay for the basics. Anything that is needed for the employee to work. So each department would have different needs, maybe. but everyone in the department would be offered for free that package specifically designed for their work platform. If someone wanted more than that, then they would need to personally pay for that, and we can work out the details, taking out of their first couple paychecks, etc. We're fine with getting them bigger and better things, but we're not going to front the money for things that they aren't going to be using professionally. But as it is a personal computer, then they should be able to be allowed to personalize it. Security for the company is paramount with a BYOD, and for the company, it is our responsibility to generate the security. It is to install the malware protection, to install the, all of the software and all the monitoring for malware and other viruses, and to frequently update and correct that stuff, along with working on, sorry about that, that is my alarm. The employee must maintain security-friendly practices, however. It wouldn't be fair to ask IT to do all of this stuff if the employee is just going to turn around and go to malware-infected sites again and again. Accessing the secure information on unsecure connections, etc. Like, those things would make it very hard for IT to do its job, and the employee must work to make IT's life better. Next slide. Upgrading and configuring and troubleshooting should be done over the air. It should for upgrading, again, the company will pay for all of it, and configuring and troubleshooting, it should be mostly the employee's job. They will own this device for 3 or 4 years, and it is their responsibility to learn how to use it. That being said, the IT department will always be there for them. And in our policy, there will be an over-the-air policy, because what a BYOD structure should not do, is need the employees to come into the office to fix their laptop. There needs to be an over-the-phone or over-the-air, over-the-Wi-Fi method of troubleshooting, so that they don't have to come to the office to fix their at-home computer. That would be ridiculous, and we're going to work very hard to ensure that that never happens. Lost or destroyed devices, we're going to go with the, not including malicious intent on the part of the employees. We're going to go with the same as financing, the original financing. We're fine to cover it again, as long as the employees are going to cover whatever they want extra, and hopefully this isn't a huge thing. And then end-of-life processing of the unit, we're going to do it environmentally friendly. Employees must return devices in order to receive new devices, or in the case of termination or resignation, employees must return devices to collect back pay, commissions, severance, etc. Upon the returning of the device, the employee must sign a letter of intent for the laptop and a promise of proper recycling upon final use of the device. If willing to sign to that end, the IT department will wipe all the company information off of it and return it to the employee as a token of affection and goodwill. I think this is a really great program. I think that it's important that we treat our employees like people, and it's not like we're going to reuse those. They're just going to sit in a closet anyway, so why not give them to them? They were customized. They have photos. They've got personal documents on there. They are personal computers, and we will give those back to them. However, if unwilling to sign said acceptance of that responsibility, the company will wipe it and properly recycle it. In best practices, that's the way to go. If unable or unwilling to return the device, or if there's a threat to the company secrets due to unhappy terminated employees, the IT department is authorized to remote wipe on all information on the laptop in order to protect the company's secrets. I think that's just the way it has to be. If it falls into the wrong hands, or if we're worried that it will, then we've got to be able to remote wipe it. Thank you for your time. That's my policy. Have a good day.